Hi everybody, I'm Callie.
We are live from Indianapolis Motor Speedway a little bit later than what normally would have been ran, but some drivers have taken their qualifying laps, some drivers haven't. That is all the drivers in this race. 12 people here tonight. I will pull up the starting grid for you. First, you will see Robert Lawrence. Second, Robert Kinney. Third, Tom Bourne. Fourth, Kyle Gardner. Fifth, James Silvers. Sixth, Tyler Evans. Seventh, Zach Woods. Eighth, Justin Ray. Ninth, Chris Hupka. 10th, Devin Scroggins. 11th, Dalton McKinney. And 12th will be Chris Whitehead. That will be the starting order for the race here today. We'll wait for some drivers to grid. Also seeing if I could happen to get some cameras, because it looks like my cameras are kind of trying to hide themselves here somewhere. But I'll make do with what I can if I'm not able to find them. But not a lot of people in here. Session did go up late. Hupka did not have any iRacing dollars in his account to have this session, and he did not know that until a lot later time on that. So that's why this is going up a lot later than what it normally would. Normally, this race would have been green about 9:30, I'd say. To get what was the? I know I had it here somewhere. Trying to find the camera pack. I had a lot of issues with iRacing recently. It just decided to basically just kind of stop on itself. Didn't want to do anything from beyond that point. But looks like everybody has gridded now, so they will be going green. The next time by, Indianapolis is a very, very big track, so it'll definitely take them some time to get back around to the start-finish line. That is for sure. Trying to get some. Yes, this is what it is. I was looking for this right here, and I've now found it. So I just entered my completely wrong password there. Yep. Register that. It's not it either. Why is it? It's wanting to pretty much repeat my password on this, which it should not be doing. So I'm trying to get this in here. Luckily, I don't think y'all can hear my vicious tapping of my keyboard, because that would be very, very annoying. I don't know how that is. It's get pretty loud, that's for sure. Yes, okay, here it is. I found these. I'll just wait to do this, that's for sure. I'll make sure I do have them downloaded, however. 80 laps here tonight. And green flag is in the air here. We are underway at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. be Tom Bourne. He's actually going to lead that first lap here at Indy, so that'll definitely help him a lot. See, some guys are kind of straggling in the back. This track is surprisingly an aerodynamic track. If you get caught behind somebody and you lose the draft, you're going to have a really tough time to get through. Got somebody that looks like they're in the dirt a little bit. See, there, it looks like they're just, they're definitely way off the track. Farther than what I would be, that's for sure. Making it work, however. Maybe it may not be very well for them. Bourne, he does have a little lead over Lawrence. I know that this track is pretty tire reliant, so you're going to be wanting to save those tires as much as you can as possible. For later in the run, I'd normally stretch my fuel pretty much as long as I could go is what I end up doing. Looks like this track is a little bit dirty, though. I have kind of noticed people just kind of kicking up dirt every now and then. I'll give them all paint refresh. So I'm probably running a little bit different paint schemes than they normally do. So I just want to do that to be completely sure that is. You see, I believe that's Robert Lawrence trying to hang outside of Robert Kinney. Doesn't work to his advantage. He's all over the bumper. I'm trying to get him in the corners faster than he wants to. Make a driver really hop on the brakes and have to really slow down. And you do that to really get an advantage on them. But Dalton McKinney, it looks like he's falling behind. So is Charles Whitehead also. You guys are definitely struggling just a little bit. It's like Robert Lawrence. He looked on Robert Kinney. Kinney left that bottom open. Lawrence saw it. He's like, I'm thinking about it. I know when I try to take a commercial break and get them to plug these cameras in here. Just didn't realize that they had deleted, and I tried to do a rollback, and evidently wasn't wanting to work with me, so I'm very sorry about that. Actually, I can probably do. I didn't think about doing this. I can do this right now. My brain doesn't work certain ways that it should. I can open up another file. That's what I definitely need to do for it. Kind of see 16th pulled a little bit of a lead on Robert. Robert, I think he's going to start to run him down here, though. Lawrence is dropping a lot of spots. He's dropped about 2 positions on the last lap, so he might have an issue. Might be deciding to save his tires also. Because you do want to save tires here. These cars especially. Tires will wear out incredibly fast on them, very, very viciously too, more than anything. Let's see. Looks like here, what I need to do is. So I will do it here. Nope, I don't need to replace this. You drag one of these here. I believe that did what I needed to, and I will have to fix this also. Just seeing if it will copy over these cameras. It may not have a camera setting for it. It's very possible. I do want to make sure that it, if it does, then I'm making sure that it's evidently getting in there the way that I need it to. I will see a commercial really soon here if it has loaded new cameras. That's all I need to. So yeah, I probably did all that I could there for the cameras. That is. That 10, I had a feeling he'd start running down Tom Bourne. He evidently he has here now. lap times have been just a tad faster every single lap, but a tad faster can add up to be a lot in racing, especially if you're, 2/10. That may not seem like much, but it is a lot on the track. Means you're running normally about 1 to 2 miles, or maybe not even a mile the whole time, faster than everybody. But it is a noticeable difference. You can see people get walked down. Well, these guys have calmed down a little bit. I'm going to take the time to roll the rest of the commercials that I was not able to getting on here. We are back. Bourne's pulled out to a little bit of a lead, and David, I will have to find out. I'm not sure if we are recruiting right now. We may be. I know for next season we might be. I'm honestly, I'm not completely sure, and I don't want to be saying anything that Hubka thinks that I am. So honestly, I truly do not know at this point. Like Gardner has a little bit of this is paint scheme. 17 has a little bit of damage, so that's going to hurt him a lot. I do maybe expect pit stops around about pit stops here. Maybe around 35 to lap 40 if it's half tank of fuel. I think that's what it's set to, however. That's when I should expect some people to come down. Now, that's me expecting. I could be completely wrong. I probably am, and I am, but who cares? It is what it is, man. My feet are in pain. My whole body's in pain, pretty much. For being an athlete when you're younger, it feels like you have the body of like an 80-year-old when you're only 19. 34's got some damage. Looks like he probably slowed down in front of somebody. Somebody did not take that very kindly, if I had to guess. Oh, wait. Did it place it? It did. I think I know what it's done now. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Did it do this? No, it did not. Okay, I must just be wrong somewhere. I think I'm wrong. Now I have to find out on another track. This track very well could just have not had updated cameras, that is. There's a good possibility of that happening. That is a very loud noise. That is not what I want to hear. Very, very loud. Like Whitehead's down pit road. This may be... Oh, he's got some heavy damage. Look at that. That whole right side of that car is smashed in. Looks like he oversized his pit stall. He'll have to back up and then try to get back in it. That is some heavy damage, though, for his vehicle. I don't know what cameras I have here. He'll probably go a lap or two down. That could very well end his chances here, sadly for him. You never want to see that, but that's just... And that's how some of these races go, however, for these guys. Looks like we kind of got some guys that pretty much spaced each other out. I have this little group of 4-ish here. And sorry, 3. You got Silvers, Woods, and Gartner all kind of just together in this one little pack. So yeah, Whitehead, I don't think he's in his pit stall. I don't know. That may be saying he's in his pit stall, but he's evidently not in it from my point of view. I mean, he very well could be. It can be weird. I don't know half the time myself, to be honest with you. You think you're in your pit stall and you're like, oh. No, I have the issue of oversliding my pit stall. I mean, and if I don't overslide it, I will be on the legit very edge of it. These guys back here look like they're probably going to give some good action to you all, though. Woods is trying to get around Silver. He's trying to keep Kyle behind him at the exact same time. It looks like Dalton McKinney... So Robert Lawrence, he must be saving his tires here because he's dropping back a lot. He actually started, I believe, second in this race. Let's see what he graded as. Yeah, he started actually first in this race, and he has dropped 7 positions down to 8. So he's not having a good first half of his race so far. He could very well change that half for himself, though. He'll definitely be hoping to do that. You never want to be struggling like this early on in a race. the Hubka kind of in that background. So is Dalton McKinney. Robert Lawrence, he's running about 57.08, and these guys are running about 55s. Now, the only thing that I could think that he could be doing other than, just saving his tires is saving his fuel. He probably wants to get that tire advantage late in the run as his tail almost hits, this absolutely smacks the wall, but he's able to keep it off of it, luckily for him. But even I'm a little bit confused on what his move is here. We'll go on board with each driver for about a lap, just for you all here. We'll wait till Tom Borden gets back to the start-finish line to begin that. Looks like we'll actually stop that. We have some drivers making some pit stops a little bit earlier than what I thought they would. Lap 27 in the race. Maybe this will have to be a 3-stop race for these guys. The 17 of James Silver, the 7 of Justin Ray's down pit road, the 71 of Devin Scroggins, and the 77 of Tyler Evans have all came down together. These are all, of course, teammates with the amount of 7s in their car. It is absolutely ridiculous. When I see them, I'm like, this is so many 7s. Sometimes their numbers will kind of make me stumble on myself a lot. I've noticed that with them. I don't know if it's just an obsession that they had or something else, but it is a lot of 7s for that team. I don't really understand why, but it is what it is, I guess. Like Robert Kinney, Dalton McKinney, can't see some of these guys. Robert Kinney, Dalton McKinney, Chris Hupka, and Robert Lawrence have came down pit road also. So it looks like it will probably be a 3-stop race, that is for sure. I need to pull up the stream on something else so I can keep watch of it. Haven't been doing that recently. Pull this up on my other device so I can see if anybody is saying anything. Because I apparently can't see anything that's being said if somebody is saying something. But Tom Bourne, Kyle Gardner, and Zach Woods, they'll now come down pit road also. Guys are eventually going to have to come down. So it looks like it will probably be a 3-stop race. I don't think you're going to be able to stop this from here. I don't think you'll definitely have to come back down pit road for sure. Can't even see my own video. Never mind, that's right there. I was looking right over it. Looks like Robert Lawrence. He's taking definitely an extended stay here. 58 seconds in his pit stall. So maybe trying to get that bumper pulled out. It is beat in a little bit. Looks like, yeah, he was just getting a lot of that pulled out. Doesn't seem to have affected his spoiler there. Might get a cutting the course penalty right there for him, however. Emerge as fast as he can. So Robert Kinney, Tom Bourne, James Silvers, I believe these guys will probably stay out for as long as possible, just to see if they can maybe make it on fuel, because that is a possibility that they very well may try that for sure. Yeah, looks like everybody's taking their pit stop. Had these guys up here lap 27, 28, 26. So pretty much lap 26 to 28 is when they were going to come down pit road. So definitely went a little bit shorter than what I thought they would. I thought they'd probably go to lap 40. I didn't know, what the actual number was on their fuel and their not really mixture. I guess the capacity that they could carry that varies from league to league. So it's kind of a toss-up most of the time there for these guys, sadly. So that looks like a very familiar name from somewhere. Don't know why, but I just have a feeling that one name that I just saw was very, very familiar to me. And it's very, very weird that I somehow feel a connection to that. Really don't know. We got somebody spinning. I can hear him, whoever that was. That's the 51 of Charles Whitehead. I'm going to see what happened here with him. It's like, oh, he's just plowing tight. Can't get the turn into the wall. Comes down the track. Saves it, though, so he keeps his foot in it and then keeps going. I think to give him even more damage after he just spent 2 minutes in the pits. I'm not sure what happened to him. Like Robert Kinney has passed Tom Bourne. However, he did pit a lap earlier, though, and that lap could come back to bite him for sure. I think it actually might be doing that right now, though, for him. You wouldn't think a lap can make a big difference, but it can make a huge difference in the world of tires. And tires adds up to speed at the same time also for these guys. just trying to move this mic around without it breaking everywhere. It's evidently not doing a very good job of that right now. It looks like Tom Bourne just ran the fastest lap of the race. 52:33 for his time. He's definitely got some speed in that car somewhere. He's got something moving for him. I try to get some of the drivers that I didn't get earlier. So I believe we'll do Ray, Hubka, Scroggins, and Evans for those drivers. These are the guys that I didn't get. So when Justin Ray gets back to the start-finish line, we'll go back on board with him to see how he's doing it. Have noticed, looks like Hubka did keep the dirty part of the track. Because things that I keep seeing is being actually dirt that's been put on there. So he did keep that generator dirt on the track. He didn't clean it, which I don't think it's a bad thing. It's pretty much made it a one-lane track. You have to hit it perfectly, because if you don't and you're up in that dirty area of the track, you're pretty much going directly to the wall, because you just have no turn at all in your vehicle left, sadly for you. Kind of like a bye-bye at that point. Wait for him. Wait, did I miss it? I may have missed it here. I zoned out for half a second. Same thing, I might have missed him going around. It does look like pretty much everybody's spaced out. Now, Woods and Gartner are kind of close to each other. These two could be drafting. Oh, it looks like Gartner got a little bit tight on his exit there. He has to kind of, being behind a vehicle can mess with the air a lot more than anything. As looks like, yeah, here comes Justin Reyes. Okay, so I did somehow miss it, but we will go on board with him now, and we'll do it for the last 11 drivers that are, or actually last 5 drivers that are on the track. I'll say I'm surprised by Robert Lawrence in the position that he's in. He's now 1 lap down, and this is not a guy you normally see struggling at these tracks. But he's been struggling tonight, and that's been kind of odd to me. I just never see that happen to him, but tonight it has. I don't know if he's, just missing the entry to the corner. I know this track is, I ran it, it's been forever. This track isn't super easy to run. You think you can go flat out. It's a pretty flat track, so you kind of got to turn more than you expect. That can be messing with his view, but he's not a guy that I expected to see struggling here tonight at all. These guys are a little bit past halfway, though. Tom Bourne, he just keeps on going from where he is. He's not had any issues at all. Like Gardner's gonna get past Woods. Woods very well could give up that position. Now, the way these guys pitted, I do expect a pit stop around lap about 54, 52-ish, and that'll get them to the end, I believe, for their fuel. Now, driving behind somebody could help you save a lap or two, especially with these Gen 6 cars. They were so aero reliant, it was ridiculous. I mean, these things relied on air so much. Looks like that is very weird. And Robert Lawrence up there. Looks like there's definitely some dirty parts of the track because he just pretty much dragged the dirt from, looks like the bottom to the top as he gets way too low on that apron. Goes through the grass, dirt tracking it about 140 miles an hour, 150, 180 sometimes. He's doing it again. He's really getting down low on the track. You see it kind of kicking up the dirt behind him again. Doing that's only going to heat up his tires more. So he's got to be really, really careful when he does that, because he goes down there and it doesn't stick. And there he goes up into the wall. It can go on him, and I've saw it happen multiple times for people. He keeps doing it. I'm surprised that he's getting as low as he is. He's definitely trying to just get super, super low on the track. I'm curious as to what the reason is for him doing that. Because he is just not somebody who will do that very often. Dalton McKinney tucks in behind James Silvers. Looks like he's going to take that pass on him. And he's tipped as Lawrence. I am curious on what is happening with Lawrence here. He's done that multiple times now. Now he's in the wall. Not even I know what's going on with him. He's almost in the wall. He's got some issues with. He must have something wrong with his steering somewhere. Because he continues to struggle. It looks like he's just struggling tremendously on that track. I know Woods got really nervous. Lawrence blinks out. He's able to save it, loops it around, keeps it straight, though, and then he loops it again. Back of the pack. That will bring out a caution as, oh, that was the 17. Who was that? I believe that was the 7 of Justin Ray. Almost destroyed Robert Lawrence there. We'll go on board to see what happened with Lawrence. Go back to the exit of about 2, I'd say, for him. Really tight up on that top lane. Into the wall. And he blinks out, comes back on the track. Oh my gosh, at 17, got really nervous. I've never saw Lawrence do that ever. I don't know. knows if he having some other issue. Might have had. I'll say he may have really, really sensitive steering. He might have not changed the steering ratio, or may have turned it too low to where, you know, all those corrections that he's making is amplified because of it. Because I don't see why that would be happening for him though, because that is just, it's very odd. It's very, very odd to me. This will bring everybody down pit road. I think this may put them on the very edge of their fuel window. I'm not sure, but I think it'll be close for these guys, however. Everybody will come down pit road. Nobody's going to be staying out at this point. If you stay out, this is probably one of the worst decisions that you could make. So, what they ran about 20 laps there. I think that they'll have one more pit stop. You could come back down and top off, and that could get you a little bit closer, but I do see another pit stop happening. That is for sure, though. I don't think we'll see them go green, or not go green, go on this tank of fuel the whole way. Like, yeah, these guys pretty much actually looks like the 17 of silvers would come out on top. I believe some of these guys were a little behind him. They're fixing some optional damage that they have. I know it looks like Kyle Gartner may be fixing optional. 77 looks like he's fixing optional. I know the 34 will be fixing optional that he had. There's no way he didn't get damage because of that, so that was kind of a given that he has some for sure. He definitely pancaked that wall. Got it pretty good. Just kind of tried to keep overcorrecting it, and it finally bit on him just a little bit too harshly. Just you find some weird stuff in the world. I'll give you people that. I'm still curious. I never see anybody in league races use the option to dirty certain lanes, but I saw it here, and that's kind of cool to me at the same time. Also a little bit weird. It's just not something that I normally see at all. But definitely a cool thing to see used every now and then. Would I use it? Probably not. Oh, I forgot I gotta get B-roll footage tomorrow. Looks like Hubka's back down pit road, playing the fuel strategy game here. This is almost the exact same game that I'll be playing with him. He'll probably be cutting his car off him. Actually, we'll see if he's cutting his car off when he's going up to catch these guys. Not quite yet. But I believe we'll see him start to do that pretty soon. Still, man, I'm a little bit confused. Pace car is off. We will be going back green on lap 49. 32 laps left here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Green flag is now in the air. 17 and the 10 side by side, trying to get the lead from each other. 17 is going to get in there a little bit deeper than the 10. 10 looks like he's able to roll that top somewhat decently, though. 17 does have the shorter way around the track, but he's also going to be hurt on exit. Looks like he does have some right front damage as he tries to slide up in front of the 10. And he's not clear. Robert Kinney is not going to be one happy driver with that move, and I would not blame him at all. It's going to allow the 16 and the 46 to go by. That 10 is going to have some heavy damage. 17 was just not clear at all, and that has destroyed the right side of Robert Kinney's GoDaddy Toyota Camry. brought some newcomers to the front now. I'd be surprised if that 17 doesn't have more damage than what is shown. I don't think he'll be able to stay up there like he is right now, though, because that thing, it definitely took a beating, that is for sure. Took a pretty bad beating. Incredibly mad with that. I would not. Let's see. Robert Lawrence, he's still a lap down here. So Kenny looks like, yeah, he's pretty far on the straights. He's not super far off the pace, but I believe he's going to have some damage if we go on board. You can hear probably engine damage somehow is what it's translated into. Looks like it's not too horrible on his vehicle though, but the 46 is kind of just lurking around Dalton McKinney right now. He just, Dalton McKinney's kind of lurking on Bourne. He just kind of letting Bourne know that he's there. Not really making any moves on him. Just kind of saying, yeah, I'm here, I exist. Just I want you to know that. He is also saving fuel riding behind Tom Bourne at the same time, so he's kind of benefiting from not passing him more than anything here. I'll tell y'all what, it has gotten pretty cold here in Virginia. It's definitely not remained warm for sure. But it is what it is. It's going to happen here. I'm from the not really, I wouldn't classify Virginia as the deep south, really, because it's not. So our weather's pretty much normal most of the time. It changes with the seasons, unlike the actual, like, really southern states here in America. So that would be pretty cool to live in some of those states, though. We'll give them that. No. Real life news also, Bubba, y'all probably have saw that, I believe it was today or yesterday. Bubba Wallace, he was given a 1 race suspension for basically trashing Kyle Larson. No, when Larson definitely didn't give him a lot of room, but he didn't put him in the wall either. Y'all want to go back and watch it. I know that Larson got in there, kind of washed up towards the track. Bubba got to his outside. Really didn't. Bubba was just racing, so was Larson, and they got close. Didn't make contact with each other. Bubba got in the wall, and then basically hunted down Kyle Larson and took him out in front of the rest of the field at Las Vegas, going 170 miles an hour. I'll say one really smart thing that Larson's spotter said, though, that I did realize. He told Larson to go ahead and put his head back. And what that was pretty much not doing is allowing his head to get whiplash, because a lot of drivers are getting whiplash. And that's creating these guys' concussion that you're seeing. And Larson's spotter is very smart to tell him, go ahead and put your head back, so I will give him heads up to that. But after the wreck happened, Bubba then tried to go over there, and he was shoving Larson, trying to fight him. Everything else like that. So that was great. I wish Larson would have swung on him and hit him, but Larson's a smarter guy. Now Bubba looks like he did everything wrong, which he pretty much did. Bubba is definitely in the wrong for what happened at Las Vegas. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about that. For my opinion, at least, I'll give that there. As looks like Michael, if you want to join, you can. I'm not gonna make you, however. I did not realize that you were in here at the same time. It's like Dalton's, he's definitely fallen back just a little bit. He's not fallen back too much on Tom Bourne at this point. Gartner, he's running, let's see what he's running, about 53.62, so he's running a little bit slower. Bourne, he continues to run the fastest laps of the race, however, though. He's definitely running some very, very quick laps. And they definitely slowed down as the tires have wore off, but he's still about a tenth or 2/10 faster than everybody else on the track, though.
On the topic we were just talking about with Bubba Wallace, remind me of when Ty Gibbs did that same thing after the Martinsville Spring Race when he fought that one guy with his helmet on, almost.
Yeah, I didn't really catch. I didn't really remember. I do remember what you're talking about, but I know there's some drivers that, if you're gonna go up to somebody, at least take your helmet off. Keep your helmet on. That's pretty much kind of saying I'm gonna talk some talk, but I'm not gonna really do anything, which does annoy me just a little bit that those drivers.
Yeah, that was in the spring Martinsville race.
I'm not sure what year that was, though. I have to figure out what year it was.
And with the Bubba Wallace suspension happening, they have it set where John Nemechek, who's gonna replace Bubba Wallace at Homestead on Sunday.
I won't. That's not a bad. Well. That's not a bad driver to throw in place of one who's been driving for a while. I'll give him that for doing it. I believe there's definitely some other guys that are more available, but I mean, some new time playing. Not playing racing. Sorry.
And what I also think is funny with the real Kyle Busch coming off on Sunday, he's gonna be down a crew chief. The 18 team won't have their crew chief until after the clash at the Coliseum in 2023. But Kyle Busch is not gonna have a crew chief for the rest of the season because he's no longer gonna be on the 18 team next year.
Yeah, I was gonna say I know that. What is? I'm gonna ask race control something here because I'm very, very, very confused on what is happening. I want to see this. Give me a second. What is going on? Here, let me check. Messaged. Yeah, I don't. He's done. Yeah, I just messaged race control. I want to see what's going on here because I haven't seen somebody do that in a while. Now, I mean, you might do that in A Open stuff, but in a league race, that's kind of unheard of for what I'm seeing. If y'all saw what I saw, you're definitely
I was confused. I'm seeing the same thing where where he's weaving up and down. Where he's going up, where he's weaving on the straights. I think he's doing that to prevent a draft from happening.
Well, the thing is, he's a lap down.
I think it's happening.
He's a lap down. He was also pretty much dirt tracking earlier, getting so low on the track.
But he's probably just trying to.
I don't know. I really don't know. We see some guys coming down pit road, so it looks like it will be, or these guys will have to. Nope, stop playing in the background. Looks like these guys will have to come back down pit road at least one more time. Like I had a feeling that they would, however, so kind of not surprising to me for these guys to come back down. See how long these leaders stay out on the track. I believe they'll probably run their tanks as low as they can get them.
The 70, the 17 of Silvers, the 7 of Ray, the 77 of Evans, and the 71 of Grogan's all going to the lane. We'll see what they can do.
Yeah, those guys are definitely going to be good on fuel. Now, they might just be trying to kind of jump Tom Bourne. Tom Bourne has pretty much had the race in the bag the whole entire time. He's not really faced any true challenges quite yet for him.
It looks like it looks like Scroggins and the 71 Scroggins is a lap down, as well as the 34 Blorenta is also a lap down.
See, Hupka,
19 to go.
Yeah, Hupka's came in, so this will be his last pit stop of the race with 19 laps to go. He'll probably go a lap down, but that lap will probably be given back whenever the leaders come down. Dalton McKinney, he's now they've come down also, coming down pit road here. Drivers making their final pit stops of the race.
Looks like the
tonight.
number 5 of Hupka is also in pit lane right now too. And the 46 of McKinney also going down pit lane.
Looks like the 77's right behind the 16. 77 did get new tires, and he will get his lap back from Tom Bourne. I think Tom Bourne, he'll probably pit maybe lap 15 as he almost comes down into the 77 there. Cuts it close for sure. I've been too close for comfort for some of those guys, and I would not blame them at all. But here goes the 16 Tom Bourne. Knew he'd eventually come in. That will pretty much leave Kyle. I don't know. We got looks like 4 more drivers or 3 more drivers. Woods, Kenny, and Gartner all need to come down pit road. Gartner, he will get the lead, however.
It looks like the 16.
Bourne, let's see. He'll take 4 tires and fuel, and then he will be back out on the track here very, very soon. See, Gartner comes down. He's going to stay out, so maybe just getting a little bit better tires. Trying to get about 2 laps. Looks like Woods, he's going to eventually come down. That will leave Gartner and Kenny, or not Gartner, Gartner and James Silver, or sorry, yeah, Kenny on the track to pit. Robert Kenny, he has that heavy, heavy right side damage though from the incident earlier in the race. Woods, he's out of his pit stall 10 seconds, so he must have done something. We taking only right side tires. That's a very, very fast pit stop for Zach Woods here, so I think he maybe skimped out on getting tires.
Which means it's probably going to keep him within the top 5 probably. Top 7, somewhere around there probably.
Let's see, so we pit on lap 64. Have a little bit better tires. Gartner comes down.
Pit lane.
Gartner comes down pit. What is going on? Looks like Lawrence is trying to entertain himself, apparently, is what RC said. And I've been extremely confused on what he's been doing the whole entire night, but yeah, he's trying to entertain himself, apparently, is what race control just told me through me asking them.
As we have 15 to, as we're about to come down to the 14 to go.
Kenny has Tom Bourne all over his bumper. Tom's gonna be trying to get that spot. Kenny's gonna go up.
Looks like he had the 48 coming out of pit lane too. McKinney back on the track.
He's been on the.
And in first place.
Kenny came down pit road on lap 62, so a little bit earlier than. One lap earlier than Bourne, so I think the tires are starting to see it now. Bourne is just now tracking in the tire tracks of McKinney. He looks like he's going to try to make the pass going into one. McKinney's going to give him the bottom. Bourne will just pass him extremely easy on that low side. McKinney's he's got no way to defend himself there.
14 to go.
While these guys are going to get close to 10 laps to go, I will take this time for a commercial break here. We are back at Indianapolis, 10 laps to go. McKinney's been able to stay and the tire tracks of Tom Bourne currently, so he's not letting him out of his sight. It's been a pretty calm race, only one caution so far.
I don't be jinxing that.
Yeah, looks like that could definitely be a
But
broadcaster's curse.
It's probably about to be, because what the broadcasters always say, within the last few laps when everyone's jumping for position, that's when all the cautions start to occur.
Yeah, people kind of lose their heads, it seems, when they get that
And
late.
I've witnessed it before.
Like Robert Kenny's got some
And I've
more
witnessed
damage.
it before too. Going to the checkered flag at Talladega in 2021, it happened. Everyone's jumping for position coming to the last turn. Bubba Wallace spun, took a whole bunch of cars with him, and Ross Chastain ended up winning it as a result of that. So anything can happen within the last few laps.
Looks like... Okay, this is... No, if... I don't know how I'd react to this here.
Number 34, Lorenta is going to the pits.
Yeah, I don't...
As he almost loses control, get into the pits.
He does.
As he does technically lose control, almost spin, and he spins out in the pits. He spins out. He's lost control in the pits.
Have to. He's a little bit behind on the stream. I don't think he's watching from... I don't think he's watching from iRacing, but if I was RC... If I'm RC at this point and I see what he's doing, I mean, the only right, he did it in pit lane, so he was out of the way of people. But man, I don't know. I have to see what happened to him here. I think he very well... Yeah, I think he was maybe DQ'd from the race. Not even I know what was going on, truthfully. Even I'm confused about that. As I don't know how you don't do that, though. I mean... No, I mean, it's his call, but I don't... What do you do at that point? I mean... That's just an odd thing to be seen. I mean, it really is. I never see that happen on a track until now. And it definitely is. It's incredibly weird. I mean, it looks like he's pretty much out of the race, though. He's gonna put on himself. I don't know what happened to Robert Kinney. We'll actually go back and watch what happened to Robert Kinney here. What in the world happened to him? We've got some drivers just messing around on pit road and clips the wall. Goes up on his roof, rolls back on all fours, actually toes. We got drivers messing around more than anything here, it seems. No clue why that is, though. That's something I'll have to figure out. Looks like for some reason Michael's muted. Let me unmute him here. Not sure what happened to him. It's like four to go. Oh, that's not good at all. But I don't. This race is something pretty weird. I will give him that. Pretty weird stuff is happening in this race. Gardner's trying to hold off the 7 of Justin Ray. I don't think Justin has a chance of getting to him. However, Justin pitted 5 laps before Gardner, so his tires are already worn more than anything on him. Why did I just get this sent to me? I will not. But Tom Bourne, he's definitely kind of made this his stomping ground for sure. He's had a night to remember so far. So, 17.
And we have 3 more laps to go, with the running being in first place, Bourne. In second place, McKinney, followed by Garther, Ray, and Silvers. Those end out your top 5. As we have 3 to go.
Does it look like these guys are pretty much moving anywhere? I know Bourne has about 3.5 second, or getting close to 3.5 second lead over Dalton McKinney. So McKinney, he would need a caution to come out on the track for him to have a chance to close that gap enough to be able to even do anything. But right now, I don't see that happen here. 2 laps left. We'll go on board with Dalton McKinney for 1 lap. The guy driving second here. White flag is in the air one more time around for Tom Bourne, and he will have the win here tonight. Been a pretty dominating night. Pretty much got out front. Had to pass people every now and then, but he's, you know, it's been pretty easy for him, it seems. Oh, that's not good. Bourne, he'll go into turn 3 here. McKinney looks like he has second locked up. Ray has third. Gardner's 4th, 5th. Silver 6th. Wood 7th. Scroggins, or 7 Evans. 7th is Evans. 8th is Scroggins. Those guys always confuse me with the car numbers right now. But coming off of 3 and 4, Tom Bourne had a night to remember. This man has been out front ever since the drop of the green flag. And he will come home and take the win here tonight at Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
And a well-deserved win for him, too. You can tell after this last round of pit stops how he fought to hold on to the lead. And he held on to it.
But Justin Ray,
he did win it.
But Justin Ray did get past Kyle Gardner somehow. I'm not sure how he did that. Probably coming off of 3 and 4, so that was a good job from Justin Ray. Kyle Gardner very well could have burned up his tires a little bit more than what he thought he would, for sure. As that's the name that I remember it from now.
So it looks like it's going to be, the top 5 will be Bourne, McKinney, Ray, Gardner, Silvers. That'll round out your top 5.
Watch Tom Bourne do.
The top 10 are going to be Woods, Evans, Scroggins, Hukaba, Laurentis, Kenny, and Whitehead. That rounds out the rest of your field.
Upka kind of had to jump in here a little bit late, but we'll watch Tom Bourne do his burnout if I can get a good camera.
as he's breaking it down here at the Brickyard.
As soon as I gotta go cockpit with him, he decides to hop off the track. But I will pull up the race results here. We will interview the third place driver. And wait, what did I just get here? And Justin Ray. What am I getting for Ray? Okay, yeah, I'll bring in the 7 of Justin Ray. He might be in the BS. He's already in there, so I'll bring him in here now. Hey Justin, this is Bryson's booth. Got a copy, man?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Man, so you come home third in probably one of the most boringest races that the Ghost Cup Series has had. But man, how did the race go for you from the drop of the green flag to the checkered?
Well, I went a little slow on the beginning, trying to save tires. I figured it would have eat the tires a little more than what it told me it did. So the first 2 pit stops, I definitely conserved a little bit too much on tires, and that last one when we short pitted to get enough gas, I said I gotta go. I definitely got to drive a little harder. So it drove a little different than what I thought it was going to be. It felt a little more tight to me than loose. So I was able to figure that out early on, and I saved on tires real well the first 2 pit stops. So I think that helped a little bit. I was able to catch back up.
Yeah, when I ran Indy one time, it was one of the weirdest tracks to run because it's so flat and you're carrying so much speed. It was just difficult for me early on in my racing career. So I think that's what we kind of saw here every now and then, especially I think looks like the second lane of the track was also dirty too. And I kind of noticed people picking up dirt on the track, which I was kind of surprised to see that, but it seems like some people definitely did a little bit better, but you definitely did save your tires a little bit better at the end, even though you may not feel like you did as good because you were able to get past Gardner, which Gardner had about 5 lap fresher tires than you. But yeah, well, before you can go ahead. I was about to say something, but I want you to finish your sentence.
I was gonna say it's funny you say the dirt. We noticed on pace laps it was dirt kicking out from under the cars on the outside line under pace. And don't know what that was about. So all the way around the track, there was dirt on the high line for some reason. Don't know where it came from. First, I've kind of seen that here.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever saw it on other tracks. I mean, you'll normally see dirt if you go in the grass, but seeing it on the track, I was like, how did that get there? And even on the straightaways, it was still down there in that low lane. So I was kind of confused on why. Well, I was seeing that, but it evidently didn't seem to affect anybody's races. Luckily for them, however, which is, I don't want to see anybody's race affected by some weird dirt that's been on the track.
Yeah, no, it didn't affect the handling at all. So that was fine. Just looked weird.
But before I let you go, is there anybody you want to thank? Any sponsors you want to shout out that may have been watching the stream here tonight?
Yeah, I want to thank Function Junction Smoke Shop, Mountain View Detailing, Aerial Professionals at WNC, Sorrell's Marathon Garage, Team Boone Squad, Brent Keith over BK Paints, and Cornerstone Motorsports for bringing me in this year. So it's been fun getting back in these cars, trying to learn them again. So
All right, man. Well, I'll let you go. Good
thank
third place finish tonight.
thank you as well. My brain's scrambled right now. I wasn't expecting a podium, so thank y'all for putting this on. I know the session was a little weird to begin with tonight, so thank you for sticking in there and Hopka.
Well, I'll let you go. Good third place finish tonight, though, man.
All right, I appreciate it.
That was the third place driver, Justin Ray. We will bring in the second place driver and Dalton McKinney. Hey, Dalton, this is Bryson Booth. Got a copy, man?
Yes, sir. How's it going?
Man, so you come home second, fell just a little bit short. How did the race go for you from the drop of the green flag to the checkered?
Yeah, I was actually just talking to Tom in the waiting room. This was my first time ever at this track in any vehicles. So I spent, 40, 50 laps just kind of biding my time, trying to learn the track. And then when we had that caution, I was able to follow Tom. I'd made it up to second or third. I had a good restart, and I was able just to follow Tom there for 15, 20 laps. And that's probably when I was able to learn the most. But I had nothing for him. I short pitted so I could lead a lap, get a bonus point. But other than that, I'm thrilled to come home second.
Yeah, man, Tom looks like he's pretty much hooked up this whole entire race, and once he got out front, there was almost no catching him, but you definitely put up a challenge for him. But nope, it's been a long race. So before I let you go, does anybody want to thank any sponsors you want to shout out that may have been watching the stream here tonight?
Yeah, just everyone with the team, Freedom Motorsports. Kyle and Chris was here tonight. The other guys missed, but we always have a good time. It was a good run for Kyle as well, bringing home fourth. I was hoping he could hold off Justin there to finish third at the end, but overall, a good race for the team. Thanks for Chris for putting the league on, and you guys for being up in the booth, and congrats to Tom again. It was a fun race, learning experience, and yeah, I'm thrilled to be second. I did not expect this for sure. So,
All right, man. Well, I'll let you go. Good second place finish tonight, man.
thanks, man. Take care.
That was Dalton McKinney. Had him filmed. He was actually a fill-in for me last year. Didn't want to run the All-Star. Was not having the time to do that. Didn't really care because it was going to be a demolition derby. But we will bring in the race winner in Tom Bourne. Hey, Tom, this is Bryson Booth. Got a copy, man?
Hey, what's up, man?
Man, so you absolutely dominated from the drop of the green flag to the checker. Tell me how your race went besides the part of you dominating the whole time.
It was pretty calm, honestly. We didn't have to deal with a lot of lap traffic. Didn't have to deal. The only time I saw cars were on restarts and green flag pit stops. Other than that, we were just kind of set on cruise control. I love this track. I always have, always will. It's a shame not more leagues go to it, but I'm just glad I got to go to it, and glad I got to get the win and everything.
Yeah, man, I knew that pretty much just the way you were running. I was like, yeah, it looks like Tom has the win in the bag. And I wasn't surprised when you were leading when the checker flag came out. I was like, yeah, you might as well give the win to this man as soon as it dropped because you were just so much faster than everybody else. And it's definitely a somewhat difficult track to run because it's so flat and you're carrying a lot of speed. And people think you can go in there flat out people think you can go in there a lot faster than what you really can't, but you definitely seem to master that tonight. And it's pretty long race. I'll give them that. Had some drivers making some weird things that even I didn't know what they were doing. But before I let you go, is there anybody you want to thank? Any sponsors you want to shout out that may have been watching the stream here tonight?
Yeah, just Ghost Energy, FRN, Fire News, Player One Coffee, Sky Motorsports for putting together a great car week in, week out. Gaining momentum for the playoffs, which is good. Ultimately, guys for putting on a broadcast, even with the technical issues we had earlier. Great job to that. Hubka for letting me race week in and week out. And ultimately, my beautiful girlfriend, Melissa, she's watching from work, as always. And shout out to you, honey. I love you. And I'll see you later.
All right, man. Well, I'll let you go. Good win here tonight, man.
Yeah, man. Thanks. Hopefully, I'll be talking to you again next week.
Oh, yeah. That was Tom Bourne, the race winner. I will go over the finishing order here. Tom Bourne first, Dalton McKinney second, Justin Ray third, Kyle Gartner 4th, James Silver's 5th, 6th is Zach Woods, 7th, Tyler Evans, 8th, Devin Scroggins, 9th, Chris Hubka, 10th, Robert Lawrence, 11th is Robert Kinney. Those are the drivers here tonight. Pretty, honestly, boring race. Not a lot of guys in there, but let's have some races go. But I will not keep you all any longer, so I will actually not roll an ad. I will just go to a blank screen and you all can leave.